What is up, YouTube? This is McCoy for Heisman, and I'm doing a recap of the Texas Tech game. Texas won 52-20. This was a physical game. This was a dominating game, and first time in 2 years, well, since last year, since we were 5-7, we are bowl eligible. That's right, bowl eligible. It's a miracle. Not really, but let's just get straight to the game. Um, Texas dominated this game. Had 595 yards total offense, 439 yards rushing. Only passed the ball 7 or 8 times. I think it's 8 times. I think McCoy threw one pass. I'm not sure. But yeah. Malcolm Brown was out today. He had turf toe. They didn't really need to play him because the other freshman, Joe Bergeron, had 29 carries, 191 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Fozzie Whitaker had 10 carries, 83 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then DJ Monroe had a rushing touchdown. So, hell, that's 6 rushing touchdowns? Yeah. I mean, that's 6 rushing touchdowns just alone by 3 people. Them alone outscored Tech. Fozzie and Joe outscored Tech combined. But let's get to the game. David F was 4-7, 125 yards, no touchdowns. McCoy was 1 for 1, 31 yards and 1 touchdown. Fozzie was 0 for 1 for no yards. Joe Bergeron was the leading rusher, as expected. 29 carries, 191 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Fozzie Whitaker had 10 carries, 83 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They could not stop the Wild Falls, Wild Horn, whatever you want to call it. Fozzie was just blowing people up, and they ran it 5, I think it was really 8-7 or 8 times, and Tech could not stop it. They just couldn't. David Ash had 4 carries, 59 yards. Marquise Goodwin had 2 carries, 45 yards. Both was off reverses. So when we got that Joe Bergeron pound up the middle and we got that established, that reverse game worked perfectly. Great call by, wow, I forgot his name. The our offense coordinator. I totally blanked out. Jeremy Hills had 5 carries, 39 yards. DJ Monroe had 2 carries, 18 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Holman, he is a walk-on. 1 carry for 6 yards. The leading receiver was Mike Davis, 2 catches for 72 yards. Marquise Goodwin had 1 catch for 37 yards. Darius White had 1 catch for 31 yards and 1 touchdown. And Fozzie Whitaker had 1 catch for 16 yards. Kick returns, Fozzie Whitaker had 2 returns, 52 yards. And Cody Johnson had 1 return for 11 yards. Quandre Diggs had 2 returns for 32 yards, 16 yards on average, 22 was the longest. Justin Tucker was 1 for 1 field goals, was 48-yarder, and it was 7 for 7 on extra points. Texas did not punt, which is amazing. As for Texas Tech, people want to bash on Texas for giving up 400 yards to the offense. They passed off 55 times. You're going to give up yards. And hell, you're going to give up yards no matter what. But the way with spread offense is they do the quick passes, but they establish on getting yak yards, breaking those tackles, and Texas did not let them do that. So, but Seth Deggy was 40 for 52, 40-55, 381 yards and 2 touchdowns, 6.9 yards of completion. Kenny Williams was 10 carries, 25 yards. Most of that was off the Wildcat. Crawford had 7 carries, 12 yards. Marquez had one carry for 11 yards, so it was off a reverse. Washington had 5 carries, 10 yards. And Seth Diggy got 4 rushes for negative 20 yards. That was off of sacks. So, and Okafor I think had 2 sacks, and Jackson Jeffcoat had 1.5 sacks. I'm not sure who got the other one, the other half. But Adam James had 5 catches, 95 yards. Ward had 8 catches for 75 yards. Torres has 6 catches, 75 yards. Oh, and Ward had a touchdown catch. Moore had 6 catches for 34 yards and 1 touchdown. Zuzalik had 2 catches for 26 yards. That was a tough name. Marquez had 3 catches, 24 yards. Washington had 4 catches, 23 yards. Crawford had 3 catches, 15 yards. And Franks had 3 catches, 14 yards. Washington had 5 kick returns for 93 yards, 18.6 yards per kick return, 26 was the longest. And Zuzalik had 2 returns, 20 for 38 yards, 19 yards a kick return, and 21 yards was the longest. Once again, since Texas did not punt, Texas Tech had no punt returns. Kicking, Corona was 2 for 2, 40 was the longest, and 2 for 2 in extra points. Erxleben had 4 punts for 185 yards, 46.3 per punt, 1 touchback, 1 side 20, and 55 was his longest. Yeah, that's the stats. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we played John Connor Floyd about 2 minutes left in the game, and about a minute left in the game. Texas had some big plays. First quarter, it was all tied up, 3-3, both kick field goals. Second quarter, Texas went up on a 12-yard run by Fozzie. Then Texas Tech answered back with a field goal to make it 14-10. I mean 10-6, I'm sorry. 10-6. Fozzie got an 80-yard run to make it 17-6. Then DJ Monroe got a 12-yard run to make it 24-6. Then Joe Bergeron made it 31-6 on a 9-yard run. So that was a halftime score, 31-6. It was just a dominating effort by Texas, and it didn't stop. Texas got a third quarter touchdown by Joe Bergeron to go up 38-6. Tech did answer back. 8-yard pass from Seth Doge to Eric Ward to make it 38-13. Then Joe Bergeron got another 12-yard run to make it 45-13. Then Darius White got a 31-yard pass from Case McCoy to make it 52-13. Then Texas Tech got a touchdown when Texas second teamer was in a 1-yard pass from Seth Doge to Darren Moore, make it 52-20, and that was the final score. Third down wise, Texas was 7 for 9, Tech was 12 for 19. Total yards, like I said, Texas had 595 yards, Texas Tech had 411. Texas had 156 passing yards, Texas Tech had 381. Rushing, Texas had 439, Texas Tech had 30. Penalties wise, we do need to fix that. Texas had 6 penalties for 55 yards, Tech had 8 for 75. Time possession, Texas had 28 minutes 54 seconds, Texas Tech had 31 minutes and 6 seconds. So that was the game. It was just dominating effort by Texas. We play Mizzou next, and that'll be a tough game, dealing with that spread option. Get to see Henry Josie play. We played him in high school. I went to Pearland Dawson, and he played for Angleton. So that was a pretty rival game. We beat them on their homecoming. They beat us. So, yeah. So, also congrats to Dawson, my high school, for making the playoffs. #1 seed in Division One. Go do y'all thing. Beat Lake Travis. Win that state championship. But yeah. So that's the game. It's pretty dominating. Had 4 sacks as a team. Had the wild paws that worked like genius, and still can't think of that coordinator's name. I don't know why, but it was a great game. So yeah, that's my video. Comment, subscribe, do whatever. Longhorns, Texas 5, and I will see y'all